Although your errors and omissions insurance is there to protect you from honest notary mistakes, things like your car, home, and savings could still be at risk if your notary business was involved in a lawsuit. But by incorporating your business, you can protect those things while also enjoying some benefits and tax deductions too. In this video, we'll explore 3 common structures notaries choose from when incorporating their businesses: a sole proprietorship, a corporation, and a limited liability company. Before we start, know that the best corporate structure depends on your business needs. We strongly recommend consulting with a professional, like a business attorney, for personalized guidance. And checking with your city or county for any filing requirements before starting your business. A sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorships are a popular choice for most notaries because they're easy and inexpensive to set up. Plus, as a sole proprietor, you report your business income and expenses on your personal tax return, which makes filing taxes much simpler. But like other things in life, sole proprietorships have a couple of drawbacks. For example, they aren't considered separate business entities. This means you still own all your business's assets and can be liable for debt and lawsuits. Another thing to consider is that banks are more hesitant to lend to sole proprietors because they're seen as high-risk businesses that are less likely to repay their loans. So when might you consider incorporating as a sole proprietorship? Most likely if you're just starting out and have low-risk operations. But if you're handling complex business or involved in high-risk assignments, you'll want to consider exploring other business structures. Which leads us to corporations. There are a few different corporation types, but we'll be talking about C corporations and S corporations. Both C Corp and S Corp offer strong asset protection. But the biggest difference between the two comes down to taxation, benefits, and the size of your business. Typically, C Corp are better fit for larger companies, while S Corp are for smaller businesses. With a C corporation, you can enjoy a wide variety of fringe benefits like retirement, employee stock purchase, and medical reimbursement plans. And with S corporation, you can avoid double taxation because the business isn't required to pay taxes on its profits. Instead, the business profits, along with some losses, are passed to the business owner's tax returns. It's important to note that if you choose to operate as an S Corp, there are payroll requirements. And as the notary and owner of the business, you'd be considered an employee and would need to pay yourself wages. While corporations offer some pretty great perks, they are more expensive to form and require extensive records when setting up. You might want to consider forming a corporation if you're looking for solid asset protection and tax advantages, if you're interested in fringe benefits, and have your sights set on growing your notary business. And now let's take a look at your final option, a limited liability company, or LLC for short. Many may say that LLCs offer a solid middle ground between sole proprietorships and corporations. They're relatively easy to establish, add to your credibility, and are more likely to qualify for business loans. And, like corporations, they protect your assets if you're involved in a lawsuit or face bankruptcy. LLCs are also considered tax hybrids, meaning if you meet certain IRS requirements, you can choose to be taxed differently, like as a corporation. But if you don't, you're defaulted to your original tax classification as a sole proprietorship or partnership, which requires you to pay self-employment taxes. Another thing to note is that LLCs usually have to be renewed after a certain period. And if a member of your LLC decides to leave the business, your state might require you to reform the LLC completely. When you're ready to take the leap and incorporate your notary business, do these things first. Connect with other notaries who've had experience incorporating their business. Ask them to tell you about their journey and to share things they've learned along the way. Reach out to reputable organizations that support small business owners. The Small Business Administration's website has free resources for people who are just starting out. And their partner, the Service Corp of Retired Executives, hosts workshops and events on all things small business. They can even connect you with an experienced mentor in your area. Last but certainly not least, reach out to a professional. With a professional's guidance, you'll have personalized advice that's tailored to you and your business, making sure that you are on the right track. We hope you found this video helpful. We'll see you on the next one.